Good day to everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Glenville Daly and I'm from the beautiful island of Montserrat. And today I want to speak about a few things. I'm trying to figure where to really start because there is so much things to speak about and so little time to speak about it. But the time will have to run today according to the subject that I have to speak about. So today I want to speak about the $17 million that I am hearing about. And I want to speak about the trade meeting briefly that the premier attended. And my show is not to be negative or find fault with everything. I wish that there was no fault and I could just be congratulating ministers in every discussion, every show that I have, which of course that is not possible. But let me say congratulations to the Honorable Premier on the initiative that was taken to attend the trade investment mission in Antigua. And I like the fact that, the premier said straight up, and he was very straight and clear in his press conference that he had. And I like that. That is something that I love. I love to hear when people speak straight to the point, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. You say what you have to say. So I congratulate the premier because when I listened to him, he spoke his mind and he spoke straight. And I understood exactly what he was saying. So the premier basically said that they heard about a meeting in Antigua regarding a trade investment mission where people from the UK would come to, Antigua and speak about certain things. And I'm just saying, I'm paraphrasing, but the premier basically said that they invited themselves to the meeting by asking the governor to contact the British High Commission to actually get them to be able to be a part of the meeting in Antigua, and that was successful. So the premier and two other person, I believe, if my memory serves me right, went to Antigua and they had successful meetings. They spoke about geothermal energy, agriculture, and they spoke about access. To cut a long story short, it was a beneficial meeting according to the premier, and a lot came out of it, possibly even more than Antigua got, but Montserrat got a good amount from this meeting, to the point that some persons came over from Antigua to have meetings in Montserrat to see certain things, I think probably geothermal and so forth. And he also spoke about the Legan company, the company that actually, I think, built the airport. And they will be showing interest to come to Montserrat to see how they can give some advice in terms of, making the runway longer, making the airport what it's supposed to be. And as I say, I cannot speak bad about what the premier said because the premier did a good job. And I have to congratulate him because he did well. And when somebody does well, people need to be out there and congratulate the people. So congratulations to you. Okay, and the next subject now we talk about $17 million, millions of dollars. And I'm trying to figure where best to start with the $17 million because $17 million is a lot of money. $17 million is basically 6 point something million US dollars. And of course, we want access fixed, and the premier has listened to the public cry that they want access, and the premier definitely has given them what they wanted. And that is a good thing that the premier listens to the people. The only bad thing is that there wasn't a discussion before accepting this deal. And that is an issue when you are a representative of the people and you basically answer to the people because they are the ones who hire you to do what you have to do. They may not have hired the individual to be premier, but they hired you to represent them. And I personally believe in discussion and people being a part of certain discussions. $70 million is plenty money for a ferry. And I think that is a bad deal. $70 million could do a lot of things. And let me give you an example why I say $70 million is a lot of money. In my business, sometimes people come to the business and they say they want specific items. And I say, okay, yes. And when I go and check out the prices and I give them the full cost, they end up saying, no, that is too much of money. I'm basically saying sometimes when people want things, we all want access to it, we want ferry. But sometimes there's an alternative. And in my business, sometimes I have to find an alternative for the person because they might want, for example, a Michelin tire and they can't afford the Michelin tire, they get something cheaper, which is also workable. I'm saying that to say $70 million is plenty money. And when you think about $70 million, you have to start thinking about what are the repercussions of this money. When I used to work in government, in a situation like this, my boss would go to a meeting with the premier and the FS and all the other, you know, people, heads of government to discuss what's happening. And the discussion would basically be saying to them, we have to cut some monies from different departments because we have to put some money towards, for example, this ferry. And because I have the experience in government, I know these discussions have to be taking place someplace because at the end of the day, when you have to pay this large sum of money, then you have to cut things in possibly all departments. And therefore, some projects that the departments have planned will have to change because it is a significant amount of money. So much money that is even more money than some of the votes for some departments. And you really have to think about the $70 million because how are we going to really use this ferry now to make it a worthy ideal, basically? How are we going to take this ferry? So, in my opinion, this is what has to happen. And I say it publicly, and I'm not hiding anything from anybody. The tourist board has to now work with private persons who deal with detours and so forth. And they have to now think about going to different countries, going to Antigua, Nevis, St. Kitts, Guadeloupe, to try to make connections with hotels or other tourist companies to try to get people to come over to Montserrat on a frequent basis, using the ferry to go and pick up the people and bring them to Montserrat to try to stimulate the economy. Because you see, we don't have an idea what plans the government have in place. We don't know exactly what the government is going to do and what their plans are. Because you see, there has been no discussion as to how the ferry is going to be workable. And when I said that we need access and without a step to go to your house upstairs, it's no value. I also said that you have to make sure you have plans. You have to have plans to make sure that whatever you're going to do is worth it. It's actually worth it, and that you have a plan in place and people know what the plan is. There is no secrets because people need to know exactly what's happening. Just like how elections is going to happen soon and you're going to go from door to door and community to community, then what use is it for you to actually do all this when you get into power and you don't discuss things with people? And that is the reason why I'm probably against all this door to door and community to community nonsense. Because at the end of the day, why come out and do these things? And when you get into government and there are serious discussions to be had with the people of Montserrat, that nobody discusses these things with people of Montserrat. People have been asking about Ferry for a while and they haven't had any answer. But I'm pretty sure that the government knew that they were going to keep the ferry since possibly last year. I'm pretty sure of that. So at the end of the day, what are we going to benefit from this ferry? It's a lot of money. And when you start to think about all this money, it makes you wonder, how is this going to work out? Because some departments have to cut something someplace. And possibly even in customs, they will be telling customs, possibly that, well, the usual thing is that you have to make sure you collect all revenue. Sometimes they even have to take a break on some duty-free exemptions because you don't want to give away too much because you need money. And how and why is the British government actually allowing this? Because we know everything goes through the British government. Why not say, if in case you're going to spend 6 million US, 70 million ISI, why not buy a ferry for 3.2 million? And when you buy the ferry for 3.2 million, then you get local people to run this ferry. At the end of the day, that is way better for the economy. It's way better for the country than having to spend $17 million to give to a company. And that doesn't make sense. I don't understand the reason behind of this. And I'm hoping that the ministers who you elected, the people elected, when they go to LegCo, they ask the proper questions. And I'm wondering too why these ministers are waiting for LegCo to actually discuss when they know that they're not able to speak about certain things when they go to LegCo. Because, of course, the Speaker of the House, who runs that House, will not allow certain discussions that you can have out of LegCo. And sometimes, it makes me wonder, why is it so easy for people like me and my good friend Dav, High Power? I think he called his name in TikTok. Why is it easy for us to speak for the people for free? Because we do it for free. We don't do this for any money. It doesn't bring any income to us, and we're doing it for free. And people who are getting paid, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Sometimes only the opposition leader you find come and say certain things. But you're not really hearing other people speak about the issues on different platforms, only in LegCo where they can't even say certain things. There's a particular minister who gets stopped all the time every time he's in LegCo. Every time he speaks in LegCo, he gets stopped, and he's not using the other forums to express his opinions. And why is this the case? So that means we have to make changes as to how we communicate with people. Because I know people watch my video, and I don't even know that people are watching my video until people tell me they've seen the video. But we have to learn to discuss matters, and the government need to understand that you have to involve the community with certain decisions because the people only hire you to represent them. And I don't think that most governments understand that you are hired by the people to represent them. That means you need to come back to the people and speak to the people and let the people know exactly what's happening before you do certain things. Because as long as you do them then and you sign to it, then that's it. You have to discuss matters with people because the people are saying that they don't know. We don't know what's happening until when we hear it already happened. And that is not right. And if that is the case, there is no reason for anybody to be going from community to community, from house to house. And I'm urging people, if this is what's happening in Montserrat, there is no need for you to go to these meetings. Because if you're not using the internet, you might as well not be in any public setting, because the internet is where people can actually watch things at their own convenient time. So that is what I have to say. As I said, I started off by congratulating the mission that they went to Antigua. And that's a good thing. That's a start, because we need more of that. Now that we have a ferry for such expensive amount of money, such a big amount of money, now we have to actually think of ways how to get the most out of this ferry, because the ferry cannot be sitting at the port. You shouldn't be going to the port and seeing the ferry. The ferry should be going to different countries to bring people to Montserrat and be used as the taxi to bring people into Montserrat. So that's all I want to say. And I'm not cutting this video short, because when I want to say something, I need to say what I have to say. And for those who are not able to watch the full video, then, I'm sorry, but 15 minutes, that's a small amount of time to discuss a serious issue. So thank you very much for your time, and hope you have a good day. Take care and bye.